Hello and welcome to Mickey Art. My name's Michelle Edhouse and today I am going to try something new. Something new is, well, not quite 100% new. I painted a cap just before Christmas and now I'm going to paint a t-shirt. And I'm going to use standard acrylic paints like I use in all my other paintings, but with a special additive. Magic of editing. So this is DecorArt fabric painting medium, which converts acrylics to fabric paint. Now, as with a lot of my paints, this has been in my cupboard for a good number of years and I'm hoping it's still good. So I'm going to use an old t-shirt, well, wasn't an old t-shirt, and then I got some glue on it, but I'm going to mix it up. This says to mix it 2 parts paint to 1 part medium. So not quite sure I've got enough. What I'm going to do is I'm going to mix my paints up with Floetrol like normal and then add this medium to it to make it instead of water and see what that creates. So bear with me while I mix it and I'll be right back. So this is how much Floetrol I've put into each, and that's just thought I'd show you that as I go through. Okay, so I've mixed in the Floetrol and now let's add now this is already really runny and so I'm not actually going to put a lot in there. And let's mix it in. So that one is definitely a good consistency already, so I'm going to put that one aside. These three, on the other hand, are still quite gloopy. I've used half a bottle so far, so let's put some more in. I can always add water if needed to get it down to the right consistency. Now I'm gonna, let's get in there. This is the Mars Black. I'm going to wrap a piece of board in, well, it's actually the same board that I've used for those 2 canvas sheets that I did in a previous video, the one that looked like faces. That's still really thick. Blub. So the Mars Black is getting there. It's still quite thick though. The other 2 are still very thick. So I'm gonna start adding water because, you know what? What do you know? More water? Yeah, I'm gonna add some water. It's definitely got to be runnier than this, that's for sure. Awesome. All right, so now awesome. So I have these now. Where are you there? Mixed so that they run off the, might be a little bit runny, but I'm going to let them sit while I get the t-shirt ready. And then we'll come back to them. I'll be back. Okay, so I'm just going to give you a bit of a shot about how I'm going to manipulate this. What I've done to try and keep the back flat so that we don't get it running all over the place, I have wound the sides up and wrapped them with masking tape, including the arms, so that underneath the big piece of 12x2, it's flat as well, so we get a reasonably flat thing. Then I realised that when I've got paint all over my hands, I don't want to be picking it up and tilting it, so I've put this other bit of board underneath so that I've got handles on either end to pick up the board and tilt it. Then underneath that I have got my tins to hold it up off the ground. That is just so I can get my fingers underneath that board. There shouldn't be any runoff. I'm not putting enough paint on to create runoff on this. So next stop, put the silicone in, flip it. What I have thought I'm going to do is I'm going to do a test patch. So I'm going to do 2 flips, one with non-fabric and one with fabric. So let's get started. So here are our 4 colours that I have put the fabric, the DecorArt fabric painting medium into. And I'm just going to grab a couple of ones that I already have mixed. So I've picked out a green and crimson red from Rotorua, and I'll use my gold as well as my test patches for whether you need the fabric stuff. So here we go. I need a couple of tins to put those in. One and I'll get a dry one. 2. So we've got 2 tins, 2 types of paint, and let's see what gets created. I wonder if we'll get cells. I wonder if it will just run straight through. Now all these colours, my pre-mixed ones, the pink one doesn't. The green and the gold already have silicone in. Just 2 drops of silicone. And a quick stir for each of those to get that in there. Just try and get rid of some of those bubbles. Okay, so we'll put our test patch down the bottom. Give that a little bit of a stir and flip. Leave that to drain. Yellow. Blue. Mars black. And green. And let's do a bit of a flip on that one as well. 1, 2, 3, flip. Ready? Let's see what happens. Oh, didn't really get a lot of paint out of there. It's not running very far, is it? Oh, don't touch the sides, Michelle. Come on. So as you can see, because it's on a dry environment, it's just sucking it in. How does it get any better than that? We've definitely got some cells in the fabric art. Not seeing many cells in our standard one though. All right, let's torch it. Okay, let's torch it. some air bubbles. Trying not to burn the fabric, obviously. Well, our test one, we got some cells out of there. Don't think we got any extra cells out of the fabric one, but there was already some cells there. Interesting. How's it get any better than that? I've got a heap more of this fabric paint, so I'm going to do another pour with some more. So let's just use it up, may as well. It's not particularly artistic at this point, but that's okay. Let's see. Alright, get those air bubbles out because there's some big ones. Not really getting that much cell action. There's a bit in here, but not really a lot. So I don't see this as being a future income earner. What do you reckon? Definitely a few more cells developed in this test pot down here. That's cool. I am a bit concerned about how thick some of this paint is in places. So I'm just gonna tilt it a bit more. From this angle you can actually see the silicone bobbly bits that have come up. So I'm not excited about the colours. Not excited about the overall. Let's get you down and show you what we've got. And then we'll put it aside to dry. Try and stretch that out a bit. Definitely goes all the way through. Glad I put plastic under it. Okay, so this is the test pitch with no, what's that stuff called? No medium in it, no fabric medium. And if you get you right down on the edges, you can see come on, there you go. So you can see at the edges it's a little bit, it's drying already, but it's also bleeding out into the fabric. Some cells in there. Now this is the original patch. There are some cells. They're not great cells though. There's the odd cell coming up in this stripe. Again, not much. And again, it's doing that bleed thing. You can see that a little bit more down here. Got some cells down here as well. So I think this is one of those patches where you've got to be even more willing to be out of control. Have no point of view about where it goes, because I don't really get that you could do, I suppose what you could do is you could do your fabric medium in your white and then do a, so that it adheres, and then do a, what's that thing called? Negative space pour. Let's have a look at these cells down here. Kind of look a little bit like amoebas in a body of water. Not excited about the cells. Not excited about how little control you have of where it goes. But I think if you did maybe do that white test pitch first, that white layer first, because when we're pouring on canvases, it's already been gessoed. It's got a base. So maybe if you were to create that base with the fabric one and then pour on top of that. Who knows? So there you go. Let's wait for it to dry. We'll be back. Alright, so it is several days later. This is not completely dried, and I think it may be to do with the fact that it's sitting on plastic, maybe. I did have it under a box for the first day and a half, just to give it a chance. It's got a few air bubbles, pinprick holes here, but the one without the fabric stuff in it, my test spot, is actually looking really well. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take it off this, and let's have a look and see if it's dry underneath, whether it needs a bit longer before I do a test try on. So I've actually got a puddle of paint underneath here, so I'm going to take it off and then I'm going to show it to you. Be back. Okay, so firstly I want to show you the this is the board that I had it on, and it's got tacky paint still on it. I had to peel it off. So I'm not going to put this shirt on just yet. I'm going to let it dry for a couple more days and see what it does. So here she is. Still trying to stay out of that wet paint. So I'm gonna, as I say, I'm gonna let it dry, see if it dries more. The inside has it's gone right through and it's created that film on the underside, both the no fabric paint and the fabric paint one, so that's not changed it at all. So I'm gonna hang this so that it's got air in the back, and I will give it another day to dry. Maybe I'll wear it on my webinar tomorrow. If you join me on the webinar, you might know. Alright. Hello, and here we have the finished product, and I'm really quite pleased with this. The test spot that had no fabric medium in it is quite rough and quite hard. Now I don't know whether that's because it's got so much gold in it. That may be the case, but it definitely is stiffer than this malleable, pliable stuff on the top, which had the fabric turn acrylic paint into fabric paint stuff medium in it. So really pleased with it. It feels a bit greasy, but that's to be expected because I haven't cleaned it. So I thought I'd show it to you. Bit of light reflection, and then I'm going to put it in the wash. And for those of you that were on my Unleashing Your Creativity call, you will have seen me wearing it there as well. So I'm going to put it in the wash and see how it goes. Once I have that result, I will post this video, and then as it goes through me wearing it regularly, I will give you an updates in my videos as I go. So let's put it in the wash. Alright guys, so it has weathered its first wash. The paint is all still looking very much intact, including the one without the thingy, what's it? So I'm pretty happy with this. I'm going to post this video and remind me in the comments of future videos to give you updates, and I will keep you informed. See how it goes. Thanks for joining me here at Mickey Art, and how much fun can you have pouring on clothing? Cheers, see ya.